It's strange how fast life moves. One day you're setting goals for the new year, and the next thing you know, it's already September and you're wondering where all that motivation went. Sound familiar? That's because it is. And deep down, you know it too. You keep telling yourself that next month you'll get serious, that next week you'll wake up earlier, eat better, work harder, finally do that thing you've been avoiding. But here's the truth. You probably don't want to hear. There is no next week if you keep treating today like it doesn't matter. We all love to say we're trying. But let's be honest. Trying doesn't mean much when there's no clarity, no urgency, and no actual movement. It just becomes a comforting word to hide behind. I'm trying gives you permission to procrastinate. It makes it easier to sleep at night when your goals are still collecting dust. But let me ask you something real. If someone followed you around for a full day, from the moment you woke up until you went to bed, would they be able to tell what you're working toward? Would your actions scream purpose, or would they whisper confusion? This isn't about hustle culture or burning yourself out. It's about waking up from autopilot and realizing that no one is coming to do it for you. The year won't change unless you do. A lot of people say they feel lost, but most of them aren't really lost. They're just scattered. Their energy is split in too many directions. They're half invested in 10 different things instead of being fully present for just one. And when your focus is divided like that, you never build enough momentum to move forward. You stay stuck in the same place, convincing yourself you're trying, when in reality, you're just spinning. It's not about working more hours. It's about being honest with how you're spending the ones you already have. Most people underestimate how much time they waste doing nothing disguised as something. Checking your phone every 5 minutes. Watching videos on how to be productive instead of actually being productive. Telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. Again, let's make this real. Think back to yesterday. How many moments did you spend building something for yourself? How many did you give away to distractions that left you feeling empty? The truth is, your habits aren't random. They're rehearsed. You've trained yourself to be distracted. Now it's time to retrain your focus. And hey, while you're here, let's do something small that might lead to something big. If this message made you pause, even for a second, consider subscribing. Not because I asked, but because a part of you knows it's time to surround yourself with voices that push you to grow. And if this hit a nerve, drop a comment. Write down what you know you've been avoiding. You don't have to explain yourself, just name it. Sometimes clarity starts with a single word. Let's drop the excuses for a second. You're not stuck because the world is unfair, even though sometimes it is. You're stuck because you're negotiating with your own potential. You keep giving yourself permission to delay. You keep editing your dreams down to fit your distractions. But here's the thing. A watered-down version of your goal will never satisfy you. And you know it. We like to imagine that one day we'll suddenly become the person we've always wanted to be. Stronger, sharper, more focused, more disciplined. But no version of you will ever appear unless you choose to build it. Brick by brick, day by day, boring moment after boring moment. It's not about flipping a switch. It's about flipping your priorities. Start with one. Just one. Don't try to rebuild your life in a week. Don't try to copy someone else's path. Pick one habit you've been avoiding, one truth you've been dodging, and stare it in the face. That's your entry point. That's where your story changes. Because the truth, progress isn't loud, it's quiet. It happens when you choose the walk over the scroll, the notebook over the notification, the action over the excuse. No one will cheer you on in the beginning, and that's why it matters even more. Because if you can move when no one's watching, you can move mountains when the time comes. You don't need a miracle to change your life. You need a moment of honesty. Maybe no one told you this yet, so let me be the one to say it. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just waking up. And that process? It's messy. It doesn't look like a movie montage or a perfectly curated morning routine. Sometimes it looks like crying in the shower and still showing up afterward. Sometimes it's sitting in silence, realizing the life you've built isn't the one you want, and deciding to do something about it. Change doesn't announce itself. It doesn't wait until you feel ready. It shows up in quiet choices. The decision to get out of bed when it's easier to scroll, to drink water instead of escaping in dopamine, to speak up for yourself when your old self would stay quiet. Every time you do something small but intentional, you're not just changing your life, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of so much more than you've allowed. This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming honest. Honest enough to say, I've let things slide, but I'm ready now. And if you are really ready, then you don't need another motivational quote. You just need to decide. Let's end this with something real. If this message made you feel something, peace, discomfort, clarity, fire, share it below. Not for me, for you, and for the people who'll read it and realize they're not alone. Tell us what you're working on, what you're walking away from, what you're finally ready to face. You'd be surprised how much power your story has, even when you're still writing it. This year doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours.